Hello everybody, the Nameless Narcissist here once again, a simple man diagnosed with NPD, giving you the facts on narcissistic personality disorder and things that go on in my head. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, but keep in mind, I am no clinician. I can only speak to my own experiences and the studies that I read. Been going through a breakup lately, it's been fun. And I think the emotions are finally starting to hit me. It's a really weird thing, is that I really can't connect, events with emotions. Does that make sense? I won't be able to understand that I'm upset because I can't tell that I'm moody because I'm hungry, or that I haven't gotten enough sleep, shit like that. And it applies to interpersonal things too. It's I'll actually start getting sad about something and I won't be able to know why, right? I'll just get really upset out of nowhere, and it's the right emotions to be feeling, right? But it's not that I'm sad about that, it's just that I'm sad. I don't know if that makes sense at all. I also don't know if that's a narcissist thing. Who knows? Maybe I'm just weird. Anyways, but I was doing some reflection on that breakup though. And I got kind of drunk, and and when I get a little drunk, I start feeling things, and I'm fuck me. It's keep me happy. I don't want to be thinking about this. And I was oh, I miss her or whatever. And it kind of hit me, because at first I was kind of framing this as, oh, we just didn't work out, we weren't compatible, and so she broke up with me. But now I'm reflecting on it, and I'm because I get really frustrated with her because she wouldn't push back, as I said, that she would shut down whenever we got into an argument. And I'm how many of those arguments were arguments we needed to have? How many of them were me testing her? Me trying to basically be look at the real me, see who I actually am, and show me that I'm still lovable. Or more accurately, but that's what really stuck with me though, is that I was pushing her in these directions to understand who I am, because I need to feel seen, and to stay with me by basically testing her. And this was all mainly unconscious, by the way. There's a couple times that were kind of conscious, but not really. But it gave me a realization that the reason why it ended and why then I felt unlovable is because I feel the real me is unlovable. So I'm basically trying to tell somebody, look at the real me. He is unlovable. Don't leave him. I'm trying to convince people that I'm unlovable in order for that, and trying to make them love me. It's ironic, isn't it? It's weird. And there is this portion of it that's maybe I didn't push her away like that, and maybe I'm just trying to hold on to some control over the situation. It's oh no, it's actually my fault. It's not her fault, because now the relationship ended because of me, not because of her. And it's just really sticking with me. The self-fulfilling prophecy of being unlovable. And I mean, fuck, the prophecy was still fulfilled, wasn't it? So maybe it's true. Even if I fulfilled it myself. And it's made me self-reflect a lot of what are my fucking goals? What are my goals in relationships? What the fuck do I want? I want them to know me, but I don't want them to know me. I want them to know that I'm unlovable, but I want them to still love me. I want them to do what I say. I also want them to fight back. I want them to be their own person, but I can't view them as their own person. I want them to be my equal, but I also can't stand somebody being my equal. Fuck. What the fuck, right? You guys are probably listening to that right now being Jesus Christ, maybe... Oh, I know I'm laughing. I think that's a coping mechanism. I have no idea. It always hits me like this, though. Because it's all of this stuff I was so blind to in the relationship. And it's moments like this that because I could say that I probably hurt her pretty bad. I don't know about pretty bad, but I definitely did hurt her, right? It's hard to be in a relationship with a cluster B, period. But this is what proves to me when people are oh, narcissists are malicious. It's no, I didn't fucking even know what was going on in this relationship. I had no clue that any of this was happening. until I started reflecting on and realizing what I was doing either subconsciously or even the things that I was doing consciously. I didn't really know why I was doing them. For the most part, there's a couple times, like once I like almost broke down crying, basically telling her that she can't, that I feel like she idolizes me and thinks I'm the best thing in the world, but I'm really not, and it makes me feel unwanted and stuff like that. And that was, I can see how that'd be intense and kind of drive somebody away from a relationship, right? Fuck. Every relationship I fucking get in is so goddamn chaotic. And like, or worse than chaotic, it's just me being domineering. Every fucking time I think I get into a relationship, I'm like, yeah, this time I'm healthy enough. Nope. Nope. It's fucking ridiculous. It makes me question so much. And then when like I am being, and I almost feel neutered when like I am being healthy in a relationship, when I'm not allowed to be aggressive. Don't get me wrong, like I wasn't actively aggressive or anything in the relationship, or at least I wasn't trying to be. But it's like, I feel like a whole part of me was just kind of like, is being stifled. I feel weak and like I might be being domineered, that somebody might be fucking controlling me. Is that the only lenses I can view it through? Is that like, there always has to be a dominant one, and if it's not me, then it's going to be them? It makes sense since nothing's equal in my mind. It's so frustrating. It really is. Every time. Every fucking time. And like I am, like right now, I don't even feel any particular emotions about it. I know like if I get drunk again soon, I fucking will. I'll get all sad and be like, oh, I miss her. But I can't even connect to those emotions right now. At least I know they're there, right? That's something to hang on to, just knowing that they're there. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it makes me feel a little monstrous that I can't even, that even when the breakup was happening, since I was sober, it was just kind of like numb. And it's like, you think I wouldn't have those emotions, right? Because like to some degree I did want that, like I did know that relationship wasn't going to work out, and I did kind of want to be free of it. Because like, I have commitment issues, that is what it is. You know, as I always say, I'm constantly in that fucking, in my head, I'm like, what if my soulmate's out there? What if the perfect person is out there? Which again, I know is irrational, but that's just the anxieties that are constantly going through my head. And I should be relieved, right? No, because I really liked her. I still really like her. Oh my God, it's fucking me up because like I idealized her as this perfect, pure person who, of all people in the world, should be able to love me, but even she couldn't. That's my unhealthy brain, but consciously I know I put her in a position where she couldn't love me. Not that she couldn't love me, but she couldn't express love to me. I'm trying to think of a good way to put that. She could love me with the emotion, she couldn't love me with the action. Does that make sense? Because I wouldn't let that happen. And then my black and white thinking kicks in, and it's like, oh, well, this relationship's all bad because we've been having issues. In fairness, I did promise her, I did tell her that before we broke up, I want to go, like, before we made the choice to break up, I would want to go to couples counseling. And apparently that was a one-sided agreement. And this relationship is interesting to dissect because I can tell this isn't a blow to my ego this time. That my ego isn't fucking like destroyed because I'm not a wreck, because that's what happens when I go through a breakup that like really crushes my ego. That I'm not sure if I'm in love with them. I don't know if I'm just having an emotional meltdown over nothing. I don't know where my emotions are coming from. It's a whole thing. It's really tiring. It's interesting to be able to look at this from a perspective that is outside the context of self-esteem regulation. my revenge. And it sucks because it's like, I just look back on it now and I'm like, she would upset me and I would assume it's on purpose. I'd lash out at her for that. And that's not fucking right of me. I shouldn't lash out even if it was on purpose. There should, well, I don't know. If I feel hurt, there should be communication first instead of me lashing out. And that wasn't a very common occurrence, right? You know, I have slip-ups. I wish I could just choose not to be like this, but I am. I have to constantly fight against my instincts. And even now, I don't think, have I even considered how she might be feeling? How would she be feeling right now? Because she broke up with me. So typically I assume that people aren't going, I get confused when people get sad when they do the breaking up. It's like, I don't know, you know. Because usually when I get broken up with, it's like, oh, they think that they're better than me. They think somebody else is out there who is better. They think that they're above me and I'm not worth their time. And I know that that's not how other people think typically. And she, how would you be feeling? This is really a defect in cognitive empathy right here. I'm telling you guys, I don't think narcissists have cognitive empathy. Fuck, how would she be feeling? Sad, maybe? But she broke up with me. Hurt? Maybe hurt, since I'm the one that kind of drove her away. Relieved. Glad. I don't know. This hyperfixation on the self is fucking hilarious, isn't it? I can't even fucking... Maybe that's something I need to start doing, trying to reflect on how other people might feel. Because this one honestly has me at a loss, and you'd think I'd know, given I dated her for like 7 months. My longest fucking relationship. Oh well. I probably just need to stay single for a little bit longer. I have more healing to do, I guess. Take your fucking meds, guys.